our jelly plate. So let me get some paint and let's get started here. So I am going to go ahead and I'm going to grab let me see what colors. So I have some Amsterdam paint here that I want to grab, and then I have some Liquitex Basics, so a bunch of colors. So I think I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to grab this one, and it's carnelian. That's what it says. Doesn't seem like a carnelian, but spelled with a K. So you don't need a lot of paint on here, and then you're going to grab your brayer and you're going to go ahead and brayer your paint on there. So, and that actually looks super, super bright on camera. So, okay, well, thank you, Mary. I know it shut down when I was showing the dots, so I'll get to the dots in just a second. Actually, I'll go ahead and use the dots now so I can demonstrate. So you want to take your speedball brayer. I have other types of brayer. It seems like this one works the best, to be honest with you. So, and then let me show you. Nothing goes to waste. So I have my handy dandy baby wipes to the side, and I also have another journal sitting here, and this is where I wipe off my brayer. So I go ahead and I just come in there and I just wipe off, and it gives me a whole other page to create on later on. So I'm going to put that down, and then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to grab the dots. So this is where we left off. Thank you, Mary, for letting me know. And what I did is, just to recap super quickly, I grabbed a sheet of plexiglass from Lowe's, and right next to them they have these cutters, and all you have to do is measure and cut that down and add little foam dots. And you can find the foam dots super inexpensively at Joann or Michael's. I think I paid like 80 cents for a foam dot sheet, and you just go ahead and use your punches to punch out your circles. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use this, and this is just a homemade stamp. So we're talking about homemade stamps and stencils that you can use with your jelly plate. Something that I did not mention earlier is the type of paper that I use. So I like to use Nina cardstock, and I just buy it by the ream. And this particular cardstock, like you can see, it's pretty heavy. So this is 110 pounds, so you can beat it up. I prefer to use, the heavier the cardstock, the better. That way you can actually come in here afterwards, throw a bunch of different mediums and create really cool backgrounds and not worry about your paper warping on you. So that's what I like to use. You can try any type of cardstock that you'd like. So I'm going to go ahead, and then I have my dots there. And I'm going to go ahead, and this is going to be my first print. And all you want to do is just rub down your paper like so. And then this is what you get. So the first print off is usually super intense. So it's really cool. The camera is really not picking this up the way it looks. It actually looks. Then I'm going to go ahead and pick up a ghost print, which is the second print that you can lift. And to be honest with you, when I'm looking for something super vibrant, I love my first print, but the second one looks super awesome. And I'm going to go ahead and use my brayer on here. Still has a little paint on it, but that's okay. We can come back and print on the other side. And here's my second one. You see what I mean? So let me show you side by side how cool these backgrounds are. Then what I like to do when this is totally dry, and it takes not too long to dry, so I like to go in and use my Lindy's. So I have these here, and these are flat Flavios, and I like to go over this. Like, I'll put a stencil over it and then use this one on top of that, and it looks super, super awesome. So I'll demonstrate that a little later. Here we go. So I am not going to clean my jelly plate. I'm going to go ahead and now add another color on here. So let me see, some of my faves. Where are ya? Okay, so So I love these teal colors, and they remind me of the beach. I grew up on the beach, you guys, so love these colors. And I'm going to brayer this on here. And I like to let this bottom part dry on here, so the red is drying on there, and it's kind of cool the way it's going to pick it up. Once I put my next stencil on here, you will see that it'll pick up some of that red. And I am totally okay with that because it just gives it character. I love that. So I am going to go ahead and use my homemade stencil, and this one was from the fence, like I was telling you guys earlier. So if you are just coming in, hi there. So is that, it's Goldie. So hi Goldie. So we're talking about homemade stencils, and like for instance this stencil here, I picked it up from some fencing that was put outside my home while there was some construction going on. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to be using my paper on top of that to create my next. And you can see I did not remove my stencil, and I did that on purpose. So I want white lines in there. So, and I'm going to go ahead, and I haven't cleaned my brayer, so I'm going to go in here. And as you can see, it's some of the red is coming off on there. I like that. That makes me happy. Hi Joe, you're back. I'm sorry, something happened. Ustream totally crashed on me and then wouldn't sign me back up. So sorry about that, you guys. Hi Lucinda. So tonight we're just recapping on this 4-week series. Tonight this is our the end to the 4-week series, Journey into Backgrounds. And what I'm doing is I'm showing you guys different ways of using household items to create super cool backgrounds. So as you can see now, I have my white lines in the back, and I purposely did that. So let me show you. Now I'm going to take, this is what I'm going to do next. So I'm going to show you what I've done here on the side. So on the side here, I clean off my brayer here. So that's what I've been doing. Then remember the polka dots, I put them down and get some polka dots here. So you can work on 2 projects at the same time, which is kind of cool and time saving, and you can just come back on here and journal and do whatever. So it's super, super cool. Now I'm going to get a ghost print from this one. So the second print, remember, that's called a ghost print. I'm going to come in here and I'm going to take my paper and put it down. And for those of you who just got here, I'm using Nina, what is that? It's Nina Solar Crest, if I'm not mistaken. 110-pound paper. Go ahead and get this print off. And you see what I was talking about, the red? That just gives it character. I love that. So I didn't clean off my plate the last time around completely, and this is what I get. Okay, so, and then here on my book, I put this down. I'm just going to go to my next page and put this one down any which way. Come in here, and I'm not going to waste any of this paint. And then I've got this right here. So, a little bit uneven, but it works. And then I have a tray with some water on the side, and I'll just throw my stencil in there. So I'm going to come on here, and I'm not going to take this off. I'm actually going to let it dry a little bit to show you that technique once more with another color. So I'm going to go from this super bright aqua green to Hansa yellow medium and golden, and this is fluid acrylic. Let me see. And I'm just going to add little bits here and there. Okay. And then just apply it. Like so. I'm just wiping my brayer off, wiping it down. my book. I'm going to go ahead and use these letters. And I think, yeah, I'm going to put them down backwards so that they're straight on afterwards. And I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing where I'm going to leave my stencil on there. Come in. And look how cool that is. Isn't that awesome? See how it picked up all that aqua and some of the red in there and the yellow? I think that's super cool. Okay, I'm going to lift this one up. I'm going to put it down on my book here so that we save that. And come back in and get a ghost print from here. Oh, Ustream's giving you problems? That's not cool. I'm sorry, you guys. It's been that way since I started these classes. I've written Ustream and they've done nothing. So here is my ghost print on a ghost print on a ghost print, which is super, super cool. So you can see the fencing part of it back there. You can see some of those red dots that we did earlier. And of course, now the letters. Now, isn't that cool? Look at that. Okay. So now I'm going to come in here and I'm going to clean it off just to show you guys. It's super, super easy. This is just a water bottle and I have some paper towel. And I heard somewhere that the more inexpensive paper towel is better. And the reason for that is because it has less fibers in it. So apparently the less fibers, the better. Okay, and it's picking up paint from the sides. So the way you know that you have used too much paint is when some of the paint rolls off the side. So it doesn't really take much paint to clean this off. I'm going to go over it. There's still some yellow in there and I really don't want that. So I'm just going to take some wipes and I'm just going to wipe it down. Also, for those of you that don't know, you can clean your jelly plates after you're completely done. See how I have like a yellow tinge on there? You guys can probably see that on the camera. You can buy just mineral oil, and after you're done, you're going to take a piece of paper towel and kind of fold it in quarters and then take a little mineral oil and it'll get back to that clear consistency that your jelly plate came in. So I picked this one up at Walgreens and it was just a couple of bucks and it cleans it off super well. So when I'm done this evening using this, I'm going to go ahead and I'll just clean it off with that and it'll be ready to go for my next time. So dry this. Okay, so now I'm going to take next set of colors. So I'm trying to keep to somewhat of a theme except for that red one that I used earlier. And let me show you. So I showed you the technique that I used on these dowels where I added sticky foam on here and created my own little stencils. So let me try that and I'm going to go ahead and I think I'm going to use, let me see, where is it? I'm going to use black and gold with this one. So for this one I'm going to use Americana paint and Liquitex Basics. Okay, so let's see, I missed the chat. So Lucinda, you think something's neat. I'm not quite sure what you meant by what's neat. So if you want to write it down on there, I'd appreciate it. Because I missed it. And let's see. Oh, my foam roller. Okay, did you see how I explained how I created it earlier or no? I bought a big pole, a big huge thing, and I had it cut down to these different sizes, and I just bought sticky back foam, and it was like 82 cents. And I cut them down. So I cut them down into these really cute shapes, and you can do pretty much any shape, circles, ovals, whatever. Just put them through your punch. It's a little hard to get in there, so you have to maneuver it, and once you get it in there, it works perfectly, and then you just stick them on here, and voila. So let's see. Let me roll this. I'm going to clean this off just a little bit. I think it'll be fun. Okay. So I'm going to roll my black and my gold. And I'm just cleaning off my brayer. Like I was saying earlier, just keep a journal. For those of you that came in a little late, what I do is I just keep a journal right next to me. It's just a book, a journal here. And what I do is, instead of wasting all the paint, I just roll it on there. Yeah, the brayer is really important. And like I was saying earlier, I have different brands, but Speedball seems to be the one that works the best. And I in no way, shape, or form get paid by Speedball. So I'm just letting you know that that's what works the best. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take this and I'm just going to roll it. Like so. And it's picking up some of the paint, but I'm okay with that. Add some right here. And I'm going to roll it here in my book as well. And this is pretty neat. Let me show you guys. Look at that. And that's just a homemade stamp that you can just make for pennies. Like I was saying earlier, it's really nice to buy the really cool stencils, and I have quite a bit of those, but if you can't afford to go and buy expensive stencils, hey, why not? So, I'm not a betting woman, but I've almost bet you that my first print is going to look nice, but my ghost print is going to look even better. So, let's see. Look at that. That's pretty cool. I'm happy with that. Okay. So let's see my ghost print. See if I was right. Wow, yeah, it's nice. And at the end, what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut these down and make them into, I'm just going to make a book out of it. And I'm going to actually call this my little faith book. So I'm going to go ahead and add a bunch of Bible verses into this one. Oh, what did I tell you guys? See? That is pretty cool. I love this. Look at that. And then, I don't know if the camera is picking that up. There you go. You guys see the sheen on that? Super awesome. I'm happy. Okay, so another inexpensive way to go, and I'm going to wipe this off. So here's what I was saying about it rolling off the sides when you have way too much paint. That's what I'm talking about. So, but it's okay. You can just wipe it down. No big deal. So, what I was saying about making your own stamps and doing it inexpensively, I was at Michael's, of course. Michael's and Joann's, right? Whenever I visit my mom, she's got Hobby Lobby down there, so that's kind of cool too. But, okay, staying on topic. To make inexpensive stamps for yourselves, this is what you can also do. And I'm just rolling some of the paint off of this so that I can use that again. So I went in, and then there is a brand. It's called Creatology, I think. Here it is. Let me see. I'll show you. And it looks like this. Let me grab this real quick. So they have these designer foam packs. And inside of the designer foam packs, this one has glitter on it. So I don't really recommend you use this one with glitter on your jelly plate. I haven't done it. I don't see how you can actually get glitter off of here easily, so you don't want to scratch your plate. But it brings these thingies inside of it. So basically the same shapes, but it comes with these sheets, and they have adhesive on them. And what I did is I just adhered it to a piece of foam, and I'm going to use these as my stamps to stamp into my jelly plate. So let me show you. Let me show you. Let's see. Oh my gosh, 3 hours. Oh, that's not cool. But you can get, if you have, you say you have what, Walmart? Yeah, you can get the foamy stuff at Walmart. So you can use that in the meantime while you go and find the closest store. I feel so bad. That's terrible. 3 hours? Ouch. Where are you? So the next color I'm going to use is, let's see. I am going to use Calypso Blue by Americana. So I'm going to shake this up. Oh my goodness. In the Boondocks, that's so funny. Yes. So I'm going to add some paint, and that's quite a bit, I think. I'm going to go ahead and roll this on here. It's a really pretty blue. You know what I really like about this? I'm usually more like antique colors and beiges and sage. And those are like usually the colors I like to gravitate to. But with the jelly plate, it's so easy to work with a bunch of different colors. It's just easy. It makes it super fun, easy to do. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use this stamp here. I'm going to come in and then just lay it down. I'm so glad that you guys were able to make it in the show. Isn't that cool? And I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to stamp this off over here to the side in my book. And take my sheet, put it down. I really want to rub that one in. I'm going to pick up most of the color, and voila, check that out. That is super awesome. Another fun thing that you can do is come in with another ghost print and put it on top of that and layer it a couple of times. So let's say you got a page that was like really ugly and you know, you're just not enjoying that page. It's okay. Don't get rid of that page. What you do is you come in and whatever's left over from another one, you just stack it on top of that and it works out. And you'll see that you'll get really cool prints. And then let me show you with the leftover. I'm going to come in here into my journal and stamp it off in there. And there we go. That's pretty cool. And that's like a ready-made page. So for those of you that have a hard time making backgrounds and saying, oh my gosh, I'm overwhelmed, I don't know what to do, this is really, really easy. Really easy. I'm going to come in here and let's see. I'm going to get an orangey color. So let me go ahead and I'm going to use this one here, Amsterdam Azo Orange. Oops, that was a lot, but that's okay. As you can see, I didn't clean off the bottom because I want some of that paint that's already dry, that Calypso blue that's already down, to come up on this print. I'm just cleaning my brayer off real quick before the paint dries on it. I'm gonna go ahead and now I'm gonna use a stencil from, let's see, I'm gonna use this Stencil Girl stencil, and if you guys haven't tried out these stencils, they're super awesome. You can find them over at thestencilgirl.com. These are pretty cool, so I really like this lattice. Lay my paper down, and I'm gonna brayer over the top of that. And it's totally okay that I'm doing this because I'm going to come back and on the back sides I'm going to add another background. Look at that. That's pretty awesome. That's super bright. And now on one of my other sheets that I worked on earlier, so like for instance I worked on this background earlier, I'm going to go ahead and add this to the back side. So my ghost print is going to go on that back side so I can show you. And there you go. See that? Now I'm just gonna, on top of that, I'm just gonna add some white paint. And this is fluid acrylic in titanium white. I'm gonna come over that orange paint that's already down there. You can see the lattice coming up. Can you guys see that? Where it's dry. Go ahead and take the same lattice, and I'm just going to go this way now and just give it a little move like so. Pick it up, and I'm going to go ahead and then on top of the same print I'm just going to go in with the white and see what happens. And you get that. That's pretty cool. I like that. So I'm going to go. So this is the other side to this guy right here. Put that to the side, let it dry, and let's see. Still have some white paint on here. Okay, so now I'm going to take here's another stencil from the Stencil Girl, and it has some sprays on there, so I might pick up that red color, which is totally okay. And this ghost print that I got earlier, this one has my this one has the 3 layers on here, and I'm gonna go in there. So what do I do with my journal pages? So like for instance, with this one here, all these sheets are going to become a journal, and I'm going to finish that off tonight. And this particular journal is going to be my faith art journal. So basically what I am going to do is I'm going to take a bunch of different Bible verses that apply to me, and I am going to go ahead and um, put them in there with like really nice curly letters and things like that. So that's what I'm going to do with this one. Um, so this one didn't come up as much for you to see on the camera, but it gave it this super subtle white here. I don't know if you can see that. And that's pretty cool. That actually makes me super happy. Look at that. I'm not sure if you guys can see that. Oh, that's nice. Yeah. So, some people sometimes ask for prayer, and what I will be doing is I will write the Bible verses on there, and then maybe write their names, and it'll remind me. It'll remind me what I need to do for each one of them. And let's see, I'm going to take a background from over here, and I'm going to add this white paint to it. So, let's see. Something dark. I think I'm going to go over this black and gold one with the white and see what happens there. And then on the side here, you guys, I just have a like this plastic bin that I bought from a dollar store, super inexpensively, obviously $1, and I am sticking my stencils in there. So while I'm working, they're cleaning themselves. Ooh, I like that. You guys see that? That's pretty cool. Okay, so I'm going to wipe this down. I'm going to go ahead and just spray it down. Take some of this white paint off. And as you can see, it cleans up pretty easily. If your paint gets dry, just take a wipe. Baby wipe will do. Like I said earlier, inexpensive paper towel is best because it leaves a lot less fibers on your jelly plate. And I think that's good. That away. And let me do one more color and let's get started on the book. So, it's 7:52. I don't want to keep you guys too long. And I think I'm going to do this blue here by Amsterdam Paint. Just going to add some paint in there. And then I'm just going to roll that in there. That looks super bright on camera. I'm just cleaning my brayer off on my journal here on the side. Then, here's that block that I was talking about earlier. So it's a block that was laying around my backyard. We must have done something, I just don't remember what it was, cut these off, and this is what we had left over. And what I did here is I took some rubber bands and I've staggered them in different areas here, as you can see. Kind of laid them here. And I'm just going to stamp into my jelly plate with them. And I'm just going to make little marks in there. You can also take blocks like this and make your own stamps with the foam, with that sticky back foam. me show you what I'm doing here on the side. I'm just stamping it off on here, on that orange paint, and it looks pretty cool. That's right, you can. You can use it with a stamp, most definitely. Okay, then I'm just going to take some more paper from here. I'm actually going to layer this one over it and see. So I might want to come in here, maybe a little right here, and right here, oops, right here. It's pretty forgiving. Right there, and right there. And I just rolled it off on here. And that looks pretty cool. Focus for me. There we go. Oh, I'm glad you found me too. I'm really happy that I can have these shows on Wednesday night and show you guys a bunch of techniques. So let me move this to the side, grab some paper. Actually, let me see. I think I'm going to do it on the back of this guy right here. I don't know. It's really nice to be able to come on the show, show you guys techniques that otherwise wouldn't necessarily be out there. I try every week to come up with something different to share. I'm like that. I'll get bored, so I want something kind of new. I mean, sometimes we'll go back to the basics, but I really enjoy some of the new stuff. So here is my first print on that. So it didn't come up a lot because there was a lot of paint on here, but you can still see that. So I'm probably going to go on top of this one with another ghost print. But let's see what happens to this ghost print here. I'm pretty sure it's going to look super cool. And I don't worry about it being totally aligned because the jelly plate is, what's the exact size of this thing? I think it's 8 by 10. So since it's 8 by 10, it's never going to be the size of the sheet of paper. So you always have to end up cutting down the sides. So it's okay. Let's see. Ooh, very cool. Wow, got stuck. Look at that, you guys. I like that. I don't think I'm going to go over this with anything else. I think that's perfect on its own. You guys see that? It's pretty cool. And this is with my homemade stamps. Block and that roller thingy that I made. Okay, I'll leave it, Lucinda. Thank you. Okay, so, let's see. What color should I put on top of this one? Just so that we pick up some of this blue. Let's see. I don't know, let's see. What colors do you guys suggest? Let's see. On top of that blue. I'm going to go with this bright green and see what happens. See where it takes me. Huh, it looks brighter in the bottle than it does when you take it out. Okay, and I'm going to take that one, let's see, where is it? This one. I'm going to go in with this grid. And like I was saying earlier, I picked this up at Daiso. It's a Japanese $1.50 store that we have here in California. So everything's $1.50, and I got, I think it was 4 of these in a pack, so it's not bad price wise. And then I'm just gonna lay this on the side here and put that there. Oh, that's cool. Heart, circles, cross, and a dinosaur. Yeah, you can do a lot of cool stuff with that. I really enjoy these little squares. You can do so many things with that. And that's pretty cool. I'm going to put that on the side there. And behind this one, I'm going to go ahead and add this ghost print. Just make sure you put all your stencils in an area where you have like water, so you can, because it's kind of hard once the paint dries on them. You can use it like that, but sometimes it'll pick up the paint on a project that you might not want that color, so make sure you do that. And this is my ghost print on the other side coming up now, and I like it. I like it because it picked up that blue that was there previously. Look at that. Isn't that cool? And it's got those marks from my block. Remember the block? Look at the marks down there. And then I went over it with these little diamonds, and it has those in there. Pretty cool, huh? Okay, so I'm going to clean this off. I'm going to stop here, and I will show you how to put this together real quick. Super, super quick. So, let me clean this off first. Bear with me. You don't really want to put it away dirty, so you want to make sure you just clean it off. And later on today, I'm going to use that mineral oil to finish cleaning it, but for now, I'm just going to give it a quick wipe. Paint all over the place, which is fun. Okay. And there's my packaging. So it brings these two sheets of plastic, and you just want to put it away the same way it comes, and then you want to just lay it flat somewhere in your workspace or studio. Come off. Come up. Clean that off. And I'm going to come back later and give it a good wipe down. And basically you want to keep it in the same packaging it came in. So you just stick it in there and voila, just put it away. Okay, so let me show you. I'm going to start by pulling my paper cutter out. And what I want to do is I want to come in here and then just cut it down, just crop it to the size that you want. In my case, I'm just going to go right to the edge there. And I am okay with some areas being a little white, like that. Totally okay with that. So I'm going to crop these down. Here's another. And this one is like a metallic gray. Come in here and I'm going to cut these down. So I'm not trying to bore you guys, but you have to cut them down. Okay. So super simple. I'm going to finish these later off camera, but for now I want to show you. So I'm going to come in here, and this one is white. I can come in here and distress this a little later. And I'm just going to fold these like so. Hang on, let's see. I'm going to take my bone folder, and I'm going to be making signatures, so to speak. So I'm going to go ahead and make the signatures. Then what I do, just quickly showing you. So, let's see, where is it? I have a mess in my studio, so that's what you're hearing in the background. My mess, shuffling stuff around. So I'm going to show you, I'm going to demonstrate the way you would make your book. So you would cut down a bunch of sheets the way that you want them to lay. Then you put them over your jelly plate, get your backgrounds. So in this case, let me show you. Just so you get an idea, I am going to really quickly here add some of my stupendous Lindy Stamp Gang flat Fabios, and I'm just going to spray this real quick. Since I'm going to put it together, I would like for you to see what it looks like. And I'm going to add some of this blue right here. Okay, so you've never seen one done. Okay, I will show you. Super simple. This on the side. So this is what my cover is going to look like. Let me give it a real quick dry. Super quick dry. And then the book I'm making out of my jelly prints that I grabbed earlier, or made earlier, excuse me. I will put pictures up a little later because I want to add some stuff to that, and I don't think we'll have time for that, but let me show you. So I am going to grab, this is super simple, so I'm going to grab this seam binding, and you're going to make your signatures as big or as little as you'd like. In this case, I just want 4 pages to my book. I'm going to grab my crocodile, and this is a super easy way of making it. There are intricate videos all over YouTube on how to make different types of signatures. I think that this is a super easy way. No fuss. So I'm going to go ahead and I am going to take the little hole punch that is right here, and I'm going to go in about 2 inches, which is that right there. What is that, an inch? I think it's an inch. An inch and something. So I'm just going to go ahead and I'm just going to make a little hole right there through both of my sheets. And I'm going to come in here as well. And I'm going to punch another hole right there. So, let me see, did that get it? It did. And then I'm going to take some of my seam binding, and what I'm going to do is, let's see, I have some seam binding here that's already been colored, and on this one I use Rambling Rose Pink, Lindy's Starburst Spray. So you can either use the white one or the colored one. I like colored, so I'm going to go ahead with this one. And let's see, where is mine? So I'm going to take this little guy just to help me put my seam binding in through here. And I'm going to go ahead and just poke it through here. And bring it in. And I'm going to go ahead and just cut a little bit of this off right about there. I'm going to poke this one through as well. Like so. And I'm just going to tie it off. And this is like your really easy cheater signature builder. You can put a bunch of them in here. I have a video out on how I made a file folder mini on one of my classes, and you guys can go to my YouTube and find it there. And I'm going to go this way. And there you go. Super, super simple, and you have a cute little book. I can come in here and spray that down some more. Like for instance, let me see. Let's say I wanted some letters across here, or yeah, why not? Let's do some letters across here. I would probably do this before I put my book together, but for purpose of time, I'm just going to go ahead and do it this way. And I'm just going to spray this down like so. Lift it up. Got a bunch of letters there. You dry that. Oh, thank you, Lucinda. I appreciate that. Super simple, super easy. You've got a really cool page, and that's the cover, and it's not focusing, but there we go. It's your cover there. There's the back cover, and super easy book. So let's see. Let's go through the pages that we made earlier, and like I said, I'm going to put a book together and show you guys what it looks like all finished. Okay, so here is the blue one. I move some of the stuff out of the way. My blue background. Here is the ghost on top of a ghost on top of a ghost. So 3 ghosts here in the house. Here is the ghost print for the polka dot in the original, side by side. Pretty cool. This blue one, I think I did in another class. Sorry about that. Let's see. I think I did this one in another class as well. But it gives you an idea. Here's this really cool one I made, and I didn't show you this stamp, but I had a piece of that plexiglass left over and some of the sticky foam, and I put the sticky foam on there, and then I just went around it. Kind of tribal looking, I suppose. I don't know. It's kind of cool. I really enjoy this. And I think what I'm going to do with this one is I'm going to go in with my big whiteout pen, and when I'm journaling, I'll just journal in white. And I think that will be really awesome. So I'll make sure to show you guys that. And then this is the gold with the metallic gold with the black Americana paint, and then I went over that with the fluid acrylic in titanium white. And then this is 3 ghosts on here. So we've got the polka dots, the fencing stuff, and then that white. And once I take a picture of this, I'm sure you'll get to see that a lot better. It'll come up. And then here there's like 4 different ones. I didn't like the first one. I think the first one was just brayered on there, just little, you know, rectangles that I brayered and cleaned my brayer off, and then I went over it with some orange and then some white. So I'm still not happy with this one, but I'm sure I'll come up with something really cool. And on the other side of that one is this. And I think this turned out pretty awesome as well. This is screaming for me to like um, go on there with some of my ink, like this stuff here, the Bombay or the Daler Ronnie liquid acrylic, and then make a bunch of dots on there. This is the lattice from the Stencil Girl, and that turned out pretty cool. I like that, super bright and vibrant. This is the ghost print of that black one that we went over earlier with the metallic gold. Here is the one with the little squares, grid. And on the back of that, this is pretty cool. So on this one, I took that alphabet stencil and I put the alphabet stencil over it, but it already had some of that aqua green color underneath there, and I picked it up, and that's pretty cool. And then this is the original of the grid. I really like these. You make like cards and invitations and different things with that. And here's that blue. And on the other side of that, here is that stencil I created with that Creative Color sticky back foam. And let me show you in previous shows real quick. Yeah, the Stampin' Up! Wheels are awesome on this. I didn't take any out this evening, but those work really well. So here is what I did. This was a background that was pretty solid, and I went ahead and I added a tree that I cut out with just an old book. Then I went ahead and I punched out a bunch of circles. I put them on there, and I added this cool scrapbooking paper at the bottom to kind of anchor my tree. And I did that. Here is, I showed you guys earlier when this, let's see. I showed you this earlier. I made a copy of it. And basically, this is the original here. Pretty cool. And you guys can see this. You can go to my blog or my YouTube channel and you can check all of this out. I have videos or pictures on my blog. So here's another black and gold. Here's another one here. I want to appreciate you guys signing in this evening. I really, really appreciate that. This is the last of the Journey into Background series. So next week we'll work on something completely different next Wednesday. So we'll have workshop Wednesdays. Here's another one, and I was just doodling with some paint. I'm not sure where that's going, but that's what I did there. And let's see. Not that one, that's not ready. Here's another one that I did with gold. And this particular imprint that I got was, I don't know if you guys use Copic markers, but some of the Copic markers come in this plastic bin and they have a grid underneath it. So I took that grid and that's what I made this with. So super cute. This was with, let me see, it was with some of my Lumiere paint in purple, and I got that. Here is a ghost on top of a ghost on top of another ghost, and maybe 4 ghosts on there. So you can cut this up, make them into postcards, into card backs, a bunch of different things. Here is another. So this is what we worked on this whole series. So if you guys missed it, you can see the other videos and or pictures on my blog. Here is an alphabet stamp again. Let's see. This is a butterfly that didn't come out too hot, but it's just waiting for me to go ahead and stamp it with something else. Here is orange and purple and blue and pink all mixed into that. Here's one that I just went and scraped some stuff in there. Here's another. And let's see. Here is a butterfly on metallic paint. I think that turned out pretty cool. And this is just waiting for me to stick it in a book and start journaling on them. And where's the other one? I'll show you. Here is some yellow paint that was under some burgundy paint. And I think that turned out pretty cool. Here is a red background. And this is white and yellow underneath that on a grid. And that turned out pretty good. This is some blue paint. No, this is flat Fabio over the grid. No, flat Fabio on the jelly plate, and then the grid over it. That's what I did with that. And this is what I got from that grid once it was done. I put it on here, and then all of it wasn't coming off, so I kind of smacked my hand on top of it, and this is what I got. And this is flat Fabio in, what is this one? Hibiscus Rose. So what I did on this one is I put a mask on top of my jelly plate. I sprayed it. Then I put my paper on that and got this. No. I put another piece of paper. Then I went ahead and I sprayed it again, and I removed the what you call it, I just said it. Remove the mask, and then I went ahead and put my paper on top of that. So it's pretty cool. And then same concept on the jelly plate, but with flat Fabios here. Really, really cool background. Same concept again with my Lindy Stamp Gang flat Fabios on here. The circle one that I cut out of just regular cardstock that I showed you guys earlier, that's what it looks like with flat Fabios. Here's another, and I think this is folk art, this particular stencil, and this is a Tim Holtz, this one here is a Tim Holtz mask, and for this one it's this color here, Magical Mai Tai. That's what I sprayed on here. So as you can see, your jelly plate is super, super, super versatile. You can use different types of things, not necessarily just paint. And there's that. Here's another. This is like my bubblegum page. It reminds me of like big bubble gums, in one of those like bubblegum candy machines that you can find. Here's another. Really cool one here. This one's super bright. Really cool. So what is a flat Fabio? Basically, have you heard of Lindy Stamp Gang? So I am an educator for Lindy Stamp Gang, and Lindy Stamp Gang is a company that makes magical micas, which are like mica powders that have two tones in them. They look like this. I'll show you. They come like this, and you can mix them up in different mediums. You can see that color vibrancy in there. Then there are Starburst sprays. They look like this. Let me show you. So this is a Starburst spray, and a flat Fabio looks like this. This one has two-tone mica in there, and it's super cool, super vibrant, super shiny. This over your projects is amazing. If you haven't tried it, you have to try that. So you have heard of Lindy's? Okay, awesome. And this is a flat Fabio. So basically what it is just color without the shimmer. And it is really cool. And this is what I was showing you earlier. You see that? Super vibrant colors. This is a flat Fabio on here. This one is in Danny Zuko's Denim. Right here. This one I have a couple of them going on. I have Hibiscus Rose on here. I have Magical Mai Tai on here. And what else do I have on here? I have mango something. I'm sorry. It's terrible. I forgot the name. I'll put it on the video once I upload it to YouTube, so you'll know. Or if you go on my blog and my previous videos, you'll see what colors I use on here. And let's see. So on this one, I use my Lumiere paint. And how to focus. It's not focusing. And this one is metallic gold on here. Okay, so that is pretty much it for this evening. We are at, it's 8:25 p.m., so we kind of ran a long session. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my book together this evening, and I will have pictures as soon as I'm done with it. I will put it up on my Facebook, and I will be putting this video up on YouTube. I appreciate you guys coming in and spending the evening with me. I appreciate you guys subscribing to my social media, like my blog, my Facebook, and my YouTube. I really appreciate that. Appreciate you guys very much. You guys have a wonderful evening. Thank you for signing in. And let's see, Lucinda, you said you can't see. What can't you see? Oh, my Facebook. Okay, so it's under Yvette, and then it says I Carrillo Designs. So, yeah, that's basically my first initial and my last name, and then Designs. So it's just a I, and then Carrillo, and then the word Designs. I Carrillo Designs. And my blog, I'm going to put it up right now for you. I'll type it in so you guys can see that. So my Facebook is that. Then my blog is just my name. And it's under blogspot.com. And then from my blog, you can find my Facebook, and you can find my YouTube as well. So if you'd like to go there. Sorry, I'm giving it to you the roundabout way. Okay, so do you guys have any questions before we go this evening? Okay, all right. Well, you guys have a great evening. My drawing was last week, but that's still open if you'd like. I have more goodies, most definitely. So what you need to do is you need to subscribe to my blog, YouTube, and Facebook. So you need to be a subscriber at all three places, and we can definitely do that. Let's see. I'm going to give away 3 different Tim Holtz items, and I need to know how I inspired you this evening. So if you can just write me a note in Facebook, and I'll put the names in a pot and have my kids draw one. So, is that fair? There we go. So we'll have that as a prize this evening. Thank you so much, Mary, for reminding me of that. I appreciate that. And we'll go ahead and do that. So just go over and make sure you subscribe, and we will be picking out a winner later this evening, and I'll announce it later this evening as well. So you guys have a great night. Like I said, I appreciate you signing in. Take care until next week. Bye.